Hello, my name is Omar Cruz. I am Director of Education and Clinical Herbalist for Himalaya Drug Company out of Bangalore, India and Houston, Texas. I've been working in the plant medicine arena for greater than 20 years, and I've written a few textbooks on plant medicine as well. Let's talk a little bit about Holy Basil. Holy Basil truly encompasses a tremendous amount of lore throughout plant history. It's actually intertwined within the Hindu religion itself, and more popularly today it's used as a medicine, both to promote upper respiratory wellness, but also peace and tranquility, and more likely a kind of peaceful mindset. Let's talk a little bit about Holy Basil in terms of a hormone called cortisol. You see, when the brain reacts to a stressful situation, and that can be stress in terms of environmental, such as noise, high traffic, loud noises, environmental in terms of temperature changes when we move from hot to cold or from cold back to hot, any of those can create a challenge to the body. The body signals that challenge to the adrenal glands. Add on top of the renals, on top of the kidneys, you have these two little glands called adrenals, and these adrenals create cortisol. Cortisol is a tremendous life-saving hormone, but it's also responsible for a lot of inflammation in the tissues. This is where Holy Basil's popularity comes in place today. Holy Basil's been shown to support normal levels of cortisol production. In other words, when we inevitably run into a stressor, whether or not that's traffic or whether or not that's from some type of interaction at work, it helps reduce the amount of the pro-inflammatory hormone cortisol we produce, so we can actually approach a stressful situation without such a stressful inflammatory perspective. Another way of relating to Holy Basil is to look again towards the 5,000-year-old science of Ayurveda and how they spoke and recalled Holy Basil as a plant. You see, Holy Basil is the common name for the Sanskrit name Tulasi, the current Hindi name Tulsi. You'll oftentimes heard it as Tulsi versus Tulasi. Tulasi means the most devoted one. And why did they call it the most devoted one? Because we actually use that plant to help us stay in meditation for longer periods of time. Now, I've taken a tremendous amount of studies in my lifetime, but I will say this, meditation is one of the hardest courses I've ever had to take, because after about 2 seconds, the committee of my brain starts talking. And that's exactly what they talked about in terms of Holy Basil. We use it to increase concentration, peace of mind, kind of to slow down the chatter of the mind so that we can stay more devoted to our practice of meditation. Now, if you fast forward 5,000 years, for many people, meditation isn't a part of their lifestyle, but schooling is. Learning a new iPhone application is. Maybe even starting a new job is, requiring a tremendous amount of concentration. And that's where Holy Basil can play a real modern role with today's consumers and customers. You can use Holy Basil safely to increase and elevate your mood, to increase peace and tranquility, and also gain a little bit of an extra edge when it comes to concentration. And the added benefit of concentration is this. The better you can concentrate, the more you can focus on repetition. When you can focus on repetition, you can transfer short-term memory into long-term memory. Think about it. Whenever you're trying to remember a phone number or an address, what do? You repeat it over and over and over again. In other words, you focus and you concentrate on repeating something. By taking Holy Basil, you can better focus and concentrate so that you can repeat the tasks that are necessary to have better memory. And that's the other aspect of clinical science that we've been able to show with Holy Basil in terms of reducing cortisol production, increasing mood and elevation, and also increasing concentration and henceforth short-term memory.